Hi, my name is Lalit Sharma and this is my lab 4 for the Business Intelligence Analysis class. In this class, we are using the SQL and Jupyter Notebook again. So for this lab, again, I'm gonna show you the commands that I use for creating the tables, deleting, editing, and everything. And other than that, I'm gonna show you how I created some of the charts using the commands. For this lab, I am using some data from some database from the data.world, but I am creating some tables on my own too. So for this one, let's see. This is to import the data. Like we are using pandas for first of all, we're gonna import the pandas. So pandas is an extension that we're using for these things. And for the first table, I am creating the table for the marks. So I said that introduction to HTML is the name of the subject, and then there are 10 marks that each student got, and I have 10 subjects here. After that, I wanted to insert the values in there, so I said, okay, we don't know whose marks are these. We know that these are the marks someone got, but we don't know whose marks are these. So I said that, okay, let's enter the data, like enter the names. So I used the insert command, and then I put all these names in there, and as you can see here is you got all the marks. And here you can see it's the lock and iLock. So for example, for lock, you can search it by the name. Like I just entered the date name, so I can search it by the name. And iLock will search the data from through the ID. Like everyone has the ID. So I said 1, and so in here it starts from 0, like the number starts from 0. So if I say 1, it will be Rudy's data, and as you can see here is this is the data of Rudy. So this is how we can get the information from the table. Okay, now I said that, okay, let's change the fields a little bit in the using the command. So I used a command to change the fields. I said, okay, let's see, instead of internet of things on the fourth, I want it on the second, so now it's on the second. So I just rearranged some fields. These are all the details of the table. Like I said, the count, mean, median, 25%, 50%, 75%, and the max. So this is all the information that we can get out of the table, like all the calculations. Heads and tails gives us first values, like I said 3, so I got the first 3 values, and tails gives us the last values. So I said last 5 values, so it will give me the last 5 values. Now for creating the charts, I created the charts using this command. So I'm using a bar chart first of all, and the second I'm using the scatter chart. Now and I'm creating iPlot charts too. For the first one, I'm using iPlot chart first, and the second one is iPlot chart second, and for the second one, I'm using the scatter chart again. This is a Pareto chart. I will show you how I created and everything, and this is my references. Okay, let's now go into the Jupyter Notebook. So I started with importing the pandas library. I imported the library and I used the introduction of HTML as my first subject, and I gave it all the values. As you can see here is all the values are here now. After that, the good thing I liked about this thing is for calling the table, I just have to write the name of the table instead of writing the whole select command. I can just write the name of the table and I got the table. So I love this thing, like the commands are smaller in here, like compared to the lab 2. I found out that commands using the pandas are smaller. Instead of using the SQL in which you have to write select star a from and then the table's name, just write the table's name and the table is there. After that, we entered some data. We said, okay, I want to say these are the people whose marks are these. So there they are. Everyone got the marks. After that, I said, okay, I want to see that I want to get the data for Lalit. If we know the name of the person, good, we can get the name of the person, and there are the names. And then I said, okay, let's see. As you can see here, everyone has a different name. number, like it's kind of a ID that the table is giving each field itself. So and the IDs are starting from 0 instead of 1. So I said, okay, let's see the first one. The first one has to be Rudy's data, and I got the Rudy's data. After that, I wanted to change the fields a little bit. I said introduction of PHP has to be first, Internet of Things has to be second, and so on and so on. And all the fields are now rearranged. Like you can see here is the first field. Before was introduction to HTML, now it's PHP. After that, I wanted to say, okay, let's count how many values are in each row. And it told me 10 values in each row. I said, okay, let's see what is the max marks in each subject a person got. And I used the command, and it gave me that this is the maximum marks each one got in each subject, like 95, 95, 97, and same goes for the minimum marks in each subject. After that, I said, okay, let's see the median, like what was the average of the class, and I got the median. And the describe does all these things and shows it in a table, and it gives us 25%, 50%, 75%, and everything. The info gives us the information about the data set, so it will tell you how many non-null values are there and what is the data type and everything. And the head value gives us the first values, like I said, the first 3 values, and the tail will give me the last 5 values. After that, I tried to get the data from the data.world, and I said, okay, let's enter the data using this command, and I'm entering the data here. And then I tried to get the table, and as you can see here is there are 756 columns in the table. After I got the table here, I wanted to create some charts. So I tried to create different charts. I first of all used the bar chart, and I got the information, but as you can see here is it's overlapping. So I said, okay, let's do one thing. Instead of overlapping, we can do one thing. I will tilt everything to 90 degrees so that they are not overlapping with each other, and I made the text a little bit smaller so that it's easier to read, because otherwise it was really hard to read. And for the next plot then I use the scatter chart, and in scatter chart, as you can see here is you can get all the information about a country. Next, I went to the I wanted to install the plotly in my library and the cufflink, so I used these 2 commands. Then I imported all these libraries into the notebook, and I started again. So I wanted to get the different data, so I used different commands. So first of all, I tried to get the make a table using this command. I didn't like it, so I started with another one. So I used the information for ISO 3, local price, dollar price, and GDP price. And as you can see here is, once I move something, it will move all the things underneath too. So it's an interactive chart, and it's good. We get all the information, like what is the price in CHE. CHE will be the name of the currency, and it will give us all the prices. Then I wanted to do the same thing but with a scatter chart, and I use ISO 3 and GDP value. And as you can see here is the GDP values of each country. Like for example, let's say for Egypt, it's 249.5 249.502 GDP dollar. So this gives us all the information about the country. Then I wanted to use the plot Pareto chart. I wanted to create a Pareto chart, so I imported all these libraries. Then I created a table, and for this thing I used the names of the sales of a car company. This is the data that I created, so I just gave it like these are the number of cars a company sells in a day or in a month. And then this is the name of the car brands and everything. Then I tried using different commands, and in the end I got the command here. As you can see here is, this is the command in which it shows us nominal sales per car company. And here you can see that Honda is the highest one, and then comes Toyota, Ford, General Motors, Porsche, and Bugatti. And that's all for today. Thank you for listening.